Hey, Spry Bud, cheat sheet for Wednesday, August 14th. All right, first I want to talk about listing your home because there's a big mistake that many people are starting to make. We've seen that many people are starting to sell now. We're actually seeing more inventory come into the market for people that are realizing that they might not be underwater anymore. With prices having recovered, they have the ability to sell. And so the good news is, all the way around, that more inventory is indeed coming into the market, although still inventory levels around the country coming out of July down 5% year over year, still indicating that it's still more of a seller's market than buyer's market on average around the country. But there was one number in particular that came out yesterday that really caught my attention, and that was what the average price appreciation around the country was in June, and then what the average list price was in July. You ready for it? According to CoreLogic, the average price appreciation year over year coming out of June was 11.9%, but the average increase in list price year over year in July was only 5.3%. Now, what does that tell you? What we see is that oftentimes, whether it's the real estate agents themselves or you, if you have a heavy hand in deciding what the list price is, we're under-listing our homes. And if you get into a competitive situation, sometimes that can take care of itself. But without as many investors in the market and the market starting to settle in a little bit, oftentimes that's not happening. So even if somebody gives you full ask, on average, we're leaving money on the table. Let me put it a different way. In our area, if you were to underprice your home by the 6.6% that's happening on average, that's about $18,000 that you're leaving on the table because you're not pricing right. Make sure that you do your research, make sure your real estate agent does their research, and make sure that you're pricing your home right with given current market conditions, not old data, because it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. There's something that came out yesterday that I thought was really interesting. It was a research piece that showed where income comes from. And this is really a story about how to make your money work for you. If you want to be truly wealthy, then you need to be saving and investing like the truly wealthy. I've said before that the average American could be a millionaire if they applied themselves. I'm not going to get into exactly how right this time, but if you do want to know, reach out to me. I'm always happy to share the story, but it's true. And for anybody who says that it's an elitist comment or anything else, I'll tell you right now, they don't know what they're talking about. Anybody can do it. They really can in this country. You just have to apply yourself. The thing is, though, where income is derived from, 64% of all income comes from earning a paycheck in this country. If you take a look at all income, 64% comes from earning a paycheck. However, if you take a look at the top 1%, only 39% of their income comes from earning a paycheck. The majority of their income comes from investments. And that's the real key that I want to share with you. If you save and invest early in life and get your money working for you as early as possible and have that income build and build and build over the course of time, later in life, you'll be in the position of the wealthy, in a position to where rather than having to work to earn a majority of your paycheck, your money will have tipped the balance and be working for you to earn the majority of the income that you're capable of. And again, this is something that the average American can do. You don't have to have a $10 million paycheck coming in order to be able to live like somebody who is worth millions of dollars. I thought that was really fascinating. So early and often, having a good investment plan in place can make you live like the wealthy by the time you get to retirement age. There are a couple things I want to offer up on Apple real quick. The first is, you shouldn't be buying their products right now. Well, this is for a couple of reasons, unless you absolutely need to. Mention that there are going to be the 2 new iPhones that are coming out, the addition to the 5, and then also a lower cost model that's going to be coming out in September. But also, it's pretty clear now that the next generation iPad, at least the mini, is going to be released in October. And so we're getting ready to go through a product upgrade cycle with Apple. It makes no sense right now to go ahead and pay the full price for an iPhone 5 or an iPad if we're getting ready to have newer products that will carry the same price tag in 1 or 2 months. So unless you absolutely feel like you have to or have an emergency, don't buy Apple products for a month or two, depending upon what you're buying. We've got plenty more in the physical cheat sheet, including our credit card delinquency rate at a near 20-year low. We're doing a great job of managing our own personal debt. For the complete cheat sheet, You can see it online.